John Milikowsky is a tax attorney and here with us now for reaction to this decision. John, welcome. Thanks so much for coming on. What stands out to you about the jury's decision yesterday in the Trump case?
Well, it's an interesting decision because Weisselberg, who was the CFO for a long time for the Trump organization, indicated that he was acting on his own behalf, but it appears there was widespread, potentially collusion among the different executives in the company not to report benefits they received, which should have been taxable to the company as payroll taxes and taxable to the individual executives. But there wasn't a lot of evidence to suggest that Trump himself either knew or ordered these executives to be paid without tax.
Yeah, John, that's the big deal. A lot of Democrats really celebrating this as a victory against Donald Trump. But this is not Donald Trump who was charged in this case. This was the Trump organization. Can you explain to folks at home the difference there?
Right. So, for instance, the individuals who are being, the CFO is in charge of the financial matters for the company. And if the CFO himself is receiving benefits and not being paid tax, the suggestion is that this is a widespread among the company itself. The company itself, there's no indication the company itself did not pay tax on their income. These are the individual executives who receive compensation. So if they're receiving wages, and in some cases their wages were reduced in exchange for benefits they received, which is payments for rent and tuition for their children. So those are owed by the individuals themselves, not by the company. And that's really the distinction that's being made here.
A penalty of as much as $1.6 million. An appeal is expected. What do you think happens next, John?
Well, it's going to be an interesting issue to determine whether they can actually find any proof that these individuals acted alone, or whether there's enough evidence to suggest that the organization committed fraud. In a lot of federal investigations, it's really hard to establish fraud. So, for instance, if you have an investigation with the IRS has to show that maybe there was a double set of books. There was what they call the badges of fraud. There's enough evidence to suggest that the correct things were not done. There's a double set of books, some concealing of records, and I think that's what the District Attorney of Manhattan is trying to show. Although we can't maybe pinpoint any actions and acceptance by Trump himself to order these executives' compensation not to be taxed, there's enough evidence to suggest this is widespread within the company that either Trump knew or should have known that this was going on, and he consented to it because it was happening for quite a while.
Tax attorney John Milikowsky, appreciate you breaking that down for us this morning. Thank you.